Well, we got to tell you the story of Cloris Leachman
Yes.
to start the radio show.
My
She's alive
goodness.
and well, by the way. We're not starting any crazy rumors.
No.
But Cloris Leachman
She was here recently. As a
has
matter of
been
fact.
disrespected by Sirius XM Satellite Radio, the fine company that we work for.
And Doris Roberts.
And Doris Roberts has not been totally disrespected yet.
Not yet, but
Almost.
she will be.
I just tweeted the picture of her almost being disrespected. She's on her way out, too.
This story's ridiculous.
Can I take it back to last week?
Ooh.
And then we'll bring
Time
it to
travel.
We'll bring it back to the current day that is today.
Yeah.
So on the way out, Steve Blatter was talking to me outside the men's and women's bathroom. Can you see her? Can you see her signature still? Yeah. Sort of. Okay.
I was privy to this conversation as I was running past Steve Blatter to the elevators. I caught some key words.
It's truly amazing how much you just don't give a shit about meetings with Steve Blatter. It's just amazing.
No, because I kind of know what
amazing.
they're about.
I was fighting the good fight for the show, and you and your luggage were flying by.
I kind of know what they're about.
I wish I could do that. But I'm standing there with Steve Blatter, and you are privy. You were walking by.
Yeah.
And as we're talking, I look at the wall. I'm like, wow, Cloris Leachman signed her, the wall right there, right outside the women's bathroom. Mm-hmm. Like, that's kind of cool. And then I go, Doris Roberts right above her. That's kind of cool, too. Doris Roberts is a pretty famous woman in her own right. Not as big as Cloris Leachman, but up there, right?
Yeah, Cloris Leachman, though, was the big get.
Did she win an
right there.
Oscar?
She was Oscar nominated. I know.
Oh,
that
nominated.
much.
I thought she
I'm
won
not
an
sure if she
Oscar.
actually
No,
won.
she won Best Supporting.
She
I
won.
thought she did. Yeah, okay.
So you're talking about an Oscar
For
winner.
the Last Picture Show.
Oh.
Yes.
And you said she won more Emmys than anyone alive, right?
8 Emmys. Mm-hmm. She has won. If you put in who has won the most Emmys, the answer is Miss Cloris Leachman with 8 Primetime Emmy Awards. It's just amazing. She is Hollywood royalty. She is a legend in the business.
Oh yeah, man. She's not some scrub celebrity that comes by.
Yeah,
We get the scrub celebrities where within 6 months no one's going to give a shit about them.
Of course.
So there's Cloris Leachman's fine autograph right outside the woman's bathroom. Obviously, she was having a good time here and said, "You know what? I'm going to sign right here."
She was on Mary Tyler Moore, for Christ's sake.
Right.
Yes.
And then of course Doris Roberts' signature there as well. So I point that out to Blatter. And Steve goes, yeah, but they're going to remove her autograph, both those autographs. I go, why? And he said, well, and this isn't Steve Blatter. He's just a messenger. He goes, well, that's not a sanctioned wall.
Sanctioned wall.
Here at Sirius XM, they have sanctioned walls for celebrity autographs.
Now, the whole vibe of the place, I guess they wanted it to be that, hey, man, look at the walls. They're just covered with celebrity signatures.
And there are walls that have
Yep.
just that.
Yep, they have. They're covered in this plastic, right? Mm-hmm. And on top of the clear plastic,
Like plexiglass.
People sign.
Right.
And those are, I guess, the sanctioned walls.
Correct.
She went off wall.
Yeah.
Off
the Oscar
sanctioned
winner,
wall.
the 8 Emmy Award winner, decided to sign right outside the women's bathroom.
Right outside the bathroom.
Which isn't a sanctioned wall.
But the whole thing is that just the idea that Sirius decided they were going to do this thing where they were going to put plastic up and have people sign the walls comes off as this kind of, oh, that's cool, The whole place will be covered in signatures at some point.
It's not that corporate, There's a vibe of creativity.
Right,
There's a looseness.
A looseness.
But again, it is only
There's some rebels walking around this
illusion.
place.
It is mere illusion of that.
Yeah.
It's not real. It's a fake hipness.
It's a playroom. It's like saying, here's that little area. You can play in that area there.
Yeah, that's what that is.
But as soon as you come in here, you can't
no
play.
more playing.
See, it's a quandary because you want people to think you're hip and cool. We'll get to that in a second. You can't fake the hipness. You can't fake the coolness. You can't fake the casualness. Like they have a casual Friday around here, I guess.
Yeah.
But the corporate douches, they go out and get their casual Friday attire. Mm-hmm. that makes it so obvious that this is their casual Friday attire?
It's not like a real casual day. It's
where you just look in your closet and go, you know what, I usually wear this on the weekend, and if it's casual Friday, I'm going in with this.
It's an Innotech
That's even
casual Friday is what it is.
Yes. That's over the thought process that goes into casual Friday, even in this joint, and a lot of corporate joints, by the way. That's why we're bringing this up today. It's so douchey because it's fake.
Yeah.
Fake coolness, fake being hip, fake casual.
Yes.
So Blatter tells me, yeah, man, I mean, that wall will be painted over because that's not a sanctioned wall. I laughed at him like, there's no fucking way they're going to paint over Cloris Leachman's autograph.
Oh, there isn't, is there?
So Jimmy and I were walking out yesterday, and we walked by the wall, and I glanced over, and I went, holy shit, they actually removed Cloris Leachman's autograph from outside the women's bathroom. So then you go through the thought process.
Yeah.
Who the fuck had a problem with this?
Human resources, right?
In an environment that is supposed to be so hip and cool, and we're rebels. We're taking on the establishment, man.
Here's the deal, too. It was just to the right of a entranceway into a foyer area where the men's room and the ladies' room are.
Right.
So you walk through, like any place has 2 bathrooms, you walk into the common area, and there's a door on one side and a door on the other, men's and ladies. Right outside that entranceway on the wall is Cloris Leachman's autograph.
Used to be.
And
as you can see from the picture I just tweeted.
And I don't know if it was an unsanctioned wall, if it was because for some human resources reason it was close to the bathroom.
But no, on the left side, when you walk in the vestibule, to the right's the women's, to the left is the men's. On the left side, that wall is sanctioned. There's autographs all there.
So on one side of this entranceway to the common area to the bathroom is the sanctioned wall.
Yep.
And then across this bathroom Mason-Dixon line, there's an unsanctioned wall.
Correct.
That's the corner right there.
Right.
And that's the wall going into the bathroom.
I got you.
And it's
makes
not
no
just
sense then.
it's not just sanctioned walls, like you said earlier. It's a plexiglass that's put up on a wall that they have now sanctioned for autographs.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're not even officially signing any walls around here.
No, they signed the plexiglass.
Steve Blatter told me, and I can't remember who, but it was a massive star signed another wall in this joint.
Yeah.
Was it Paul McCartney out in the front?
I want to say it was either Paul McCartney or Bruce Springsteen of that caliber.
Yeah.
And they had a problem with that, too. And finally, someone said, what the fuck are you doing? Too bad it's not a sanctioned wall. It's a Paul McCartney autograph or a Bruce Springsteen autograph. I forgot which one.
Both. Both are on the same column out front.
Yes.
And Keith Richards, but they didn't sign the plexiglass, right? They signed the actual wall, and they had a problem with that. And there was discussion that, well, we got to paint that. We got to paint over that.
I want to know.
And finally, someone said, "What the fuck are you doing? Let's just put plexiglass over these 3 amazing autographs."
Exactly, and that's what I thought they were going to do. Maybe with the Cloris Leachman thing, put the plexiglass over the signatures, and then just have people make that a sanctioned wall. People probably won't sign over her signature, but whatever. But I want to know who passed by, saw it, and went, oh boy, and then you know what? Called a meeting. You know, a meeting was called about the unsanctioned wall.
They discussed
Someone's head had a roll for allowing somebody to sign the unsanctioned wall. It's like we work in a place where they put on little radio shows.
It's somebody in human resources, I think, was the answer. And I haven't met anybody from human resources
What could
here.
possibly have been the problem?
What they got?
That's what I want to know. When someone comes up and says, we need a meeting, there's a signature on the unsanctioned wall. What's going to happen? What's the chain of events to badness that happens because her signature's on that wall?
There is no chain of events to badness. It is, once again, somebody justifying their own existence. Human resources, I hate to tell people, this is in any job.
Yeah.
Human resources, if you work for them, you're a dirty word.
Yes.
Nobody
No one likes you.
looks to human resources as a good thing.
Gestapo.
I don't
You're
know.
the Gestapo of the fucking
I don't really know who they're protecting.
company.
I'll tell you, they are
Protecting wimps, I guess.
They are the buffer.
Incredible wimps.
They're one more step to prevent lawyers from interact. That's all they are, because they're so
They're-
afraid of lawsuits.
Yep.
And this is every corporation that has human resources.
They're everything from the narc to the fucking little snot-nosed safety patrol at school.
They're terrible.
They're all those and every piece of shit in between.
All right. I don't know if this guy is serious. I got to get him on for a second. Sean in Jersey, go ahead.
All right, good morning. You can't just let Cloris Leachman sign where she wants, because then people will start signing all willy-nilly on the floor and ceiling.
Yeah, the light bulbs on the people if they don't move fast enough.
Thank God you're kidding. The funny part is that's probably what they're thinking, whoever came up with this, whether it's human resources or someone else. It's like, who cares? We do a radio show.
It's a slippery slope. You let one Cloris Leachman sign, and before you know it, some walk-on from Hello Larry is signing.
Before you know it, Doris Roberts is signing, and then another old lady who probably will not be alive to make it back and sign again.
Yeah.
And who knows next? God forbid, what if Gene Stapleton were to come in?
Why would you allow this radio business, this entertainment business, because it's more than radio, to go so corporate? Why would you allow that?
Especially that.
You should tell someone to shut the fuck up and enjoy the Cloris Leachman
Yes.
Like, don't worry about it. What's it going to hurt? Like, ask them, quiz them, go, what's it going to hurt?
Because I see a lot of autographs around here, but that one for some reason made me go, wow, Cloris Leachman to just sign as she was going to the bathroom in between interviews. I'm like, that's kind of cool that I work in an environment where that could happen. Yep. Oh, it's not. It's too cool, obviously. So her autograph is completely gone, and they went over the whole wall, and Doris Roberts is still faintly there. I tweeted the picture because it's hilarious.
I would have loved
and they're going to do another coat of paint to make sure that's completely gone.
Because Doris Roberts isn't covered yet. She's a two-coat
She's a two-coat
signature.
cover-up.
I would love to have gotten video, or at least have been here to see
mad that I didn't
the
get
guy
video.
with the paint roller and the fucking pan making that sound with the roller, and then and just right over Cloris Leachman, and he's like a janitor that doesn't have a clue who she is. He's just doing his job.
Of course, I don't blame him.
He was told.
Of course, I don't blame him at all.
But you asked the question: who saw this and actually said, "Hey,
there's a problem.
I'm valueless at this company. I see something I can do.
Now I have something to do."
I hate that I work for a place where people have a problem with something like that. I hate the fact that I'm in the same environment as people like that.
There's almost no company you can work for, though. If that's human resources, it's like they're supposed to protect people. Like, if a woman is being harassed at work, you got the right to not be harassed. If you're being harassed racially, like, you honestly have the right to work without that shit environment. But if that's
Let's not
what
go too far.
Well, you know, I mean, I had to throw in race for women. But if that's what they think that their job is, like, that's how somehow they're making the workplace better, then they're shit.
Whatever happened to a case-by-case basis?
This doesn't exist anymore.
I would almost understand if it was some scrub that signed that you don't even know. You're like, all right, well, do we really want this guy's autograph outside the women's bathroom? I would almost understand that. But Cloris fucking Leachman?
It's embarrassing.
It's just erasing her name from our wall because it's not a sanctioned wall?
It's not sanctioned.
Embarrassing.
Sanctioned wall. Just the idea that there's a word, the two words sanctioned wall is part of the vernacular at this place is retarded. Retarded!
It gets better. I just got a note that, can you put that up there again? I guess Snoop Dogg?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Snoop Dogg.
That's
did he
classic.
sign a sanctioned or unsanctioned wall, Travis?
A sanctioned wall.
Sanctioned wall.
All right, so Snoop Dogg did the right thing, and he signed a sanctioned wall, but there was a problem with his autograph. They had to use whiteout because he wrote curse words.
Yeah, and then I'm told...
I guess we can't handle curse words here at Sirius XM.
What curse words did he write? Do we know?
I'm not aware, but I was told that after they whited this out, perhaps...
Or bitches wouldn't want the gals to be offended.
Nope.
See, it's actually right outside our studio, and they moved it over next to Shade 45.
Oh, no.
It was in the lobby.
Where they white out
in the lobby. So they moved Snoop by the black station.
And
that's good.
That's like a giant, cool caricature of like Snoop Dogg.
Oh, yeah, man.
Kind of Snoopy Snoop Dogg thing. It's a giant. It takes up the entire piece of plastic.
Did they really?
It's really cool looking.
Did they really white out, Eric?
And
they've actually peeled that part of the plastic off, so it's gone.
What did it say? What's it say?
Does anyone know what it said?
I don't know, but there's a nice chunk right off the side there because he didn't take the original plastic off the plexiglass, like the covering plastic.
Yeah.
So he drew all over the covering plastic, and they peeled that part off on the side there.
What a fucking... And this is... corporate people, and all of you corporate, and this is... I don't care who you work for.
Yep.
What company, you're basically repulsive, and this is why. That's why you're repulsive to people. Not because you went to college and not because you make tough decisions, because you think that is somehow a part of your job. What did he say? Fuck. Somebody in a human resources job actually saw Cloris Leachman's signature and thought, that has to go. I'm valueless at a company. That's my value. Yeah. You got the name of a legend wiped off near a toilet. That's what your job is. You're not making people's lives better. You're not helping people who are being harassed sexually or harassed racially or not being paid properly or who genuinely are having a tough time. That would make you actually a valued member of any company.
Yep. Now, someone is saying, does Sirius own the space?
Who cares if they do or not?
I'm sure.
Wait until you're moving.
I'm sure it's in their lease or whatever that as long as you put the place back to how it kind of was.
It has nothing to do with it.
Of course, Doctor, they get paid over it when they leave.
It doesn't, right? Okay.
Cannot possibly.
And did they have them re-sign? I'll hate human resources less if they caught it and they did have them re-sign somewhere else. But I bet they didn't.
They didn't.
I bet you they don't have that legend.
No, they don't.
She was on fucking Mary Tyler Moore.
Yeah.
What
the most Emmys won.
I bet it's some fucking, you know what? It's probably some dummy, some college dummy
I would love
who
to
didn't know who she was.
I'd love to know, but you know what?
You'll never know.
In this day and age, you never know. They
but
cover up, they pass the buck.
Let's go through the process.
Yeah.
Let's go through the process. Who do we ask? I need to know more info
let's
about this.
dig deep and find out. Let's watch them scramble.
They like when we do
expose.
So this is our expose today.
Who decided
that the Cloris Leachman thing had to be covered up? I will guarantee you it had nothing to do with Mel Karmazin, who's running this company. He don't care.
No.
He doesn't care if Cloris Leachman signed a wall outside the women's bathroom.
No, he comes from a very
and he's the main guy,
artistic background.
So someone below him,
Infinity Broadcasting, a rebellious kind of thing, and I can't see that bothering him.
I can see if she signed Mel's window with a marker.
Yeah, that might be a problem.
Or Snoop put a gang sign on Mel's window. All right, then you got to take that down.
Like it's a subway window.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Scratch eating
on Mel's window. Then maybe that.
Yeah, then you got to fix that.
I love to know who.
And it's hilarious that Doris Roberts is just faintly there because they got to get another coat of
fading
paint.
out like the Back to the Future picture.
Yes, it's like the Back to the Future.
Oh, Cloris Leachman trained with Brando in the fucking 40s.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
There you go. That's good.
But someone decided to have a little power trip and show the world who's boss.
By the way, okay, so let's go. You're right. It was not Mel. Had nothing to do with Mel.
I'll fucking know.
Who's under Mel? It's it was.
And by the way, because they're not even going to understand this break, because we get in so much fucking trouble when we talk about the company. This is something that everyone listening to our voices, just about everyone listening to our voices, can relate to, and that's what we do on the show is relate to our listeners. So why don't you just relax? We're not beating up the company. We're beating up what has become this corporate environment, which is very uncomfortable for most people.
And why corporations and why there's no humanity left in them. We always talk about that, but it's little shit like that that really, it just makes you sick to your stomach. It's got to do with the pay, got to do with benefits. It's that.
E-Rock.
I don't know what it was that they whited out and ripped out, but somewhere else on the drawing, there's the word shit is still on there.
Oh, yeah.
So whatever it was on that side.
It probably was the
Worse
N-word.
than shit.
Maybe they said nigga. He might have said it.
Nigga.
Or was it an actual accidental rip?
No, it doesn't look like somebody accidentally hit the side.
Did they cut it to have to get the thing in the wall?
No, because the other ones, it's just a little.
This is the Snoop Dogg, by the way.
Little patch thing. You can just
poke
right.
Where is it, E-Rock? Oh, look. I'm very good at interpreting graffiti.
All right, there goes Jimmy.
It's like worked at the gang bureau or
you
something.
might have seen my tags all over the subway cars. Titty boy kid.
Kid.
Let me go to John in Brooklyn. John.
Hey, John.
What's going on, guys? Good morning.
Man. Good morning, John.
Listen, I work for Con Edison, and let me tell you something. The human resource department in our company, it's like they took all the Carlton black guys, all the gays, everybody in that one department, and everybody's so scared to go to them for anything. It's like if anything happens in our department, we can't go to human resources because they're afraid what they're going to do because they got no hearts, and all they want to do is kill us.
Well, you never want to go to human resources. That's like going to the principal's office.
Probably.
You don't want to go.
I would imagine human resources I hate to say this was probably a good idea
To turn that off.
when it first came around. It was probably a good concept.
Everything
But
that
then it just got-
was a good idea until it's been perverted.
Exactly, and then it was perverted. Yes, Jimmy. Jimmy has just studied the Snoop Dogg autograph.
It looks like the entire piece of plexiglass was covered, and Snoop just drew on like if they said on the
Right.
cover. And I didn't realize that Snoop did the whole thing.
Wait,
I
what does
know.
it say? Because someone
Dude,
might.
it says a lot. Snoop drew the whole fucking thing. There
All
was
right,
profanity
hold on. Carolina man, and if this is true, this is even crazier. He goes, Opie, I'm going to harbor a guess about Snoop. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
I don't think it's no.
And then, of course, he writes, that's a well-known lyric. So
Yeah, but-
he might have just wrote a well-known lyric down, and they said, oh, we got to clean this up.
Not enough room for that to have been. Like little, and it
Yeah,
says
just
"I'm
one
the
word.
shit" a few times. It does
Yeah.
say that on the wall, so it might not be for that reason.
That's why they had to move it, probably.
Yeah,
Here.
but they didn't. It's not like they took the profanity out. There's something on the like 3/4 down the left side. It's not that big of a triangle missing, and it's over where a screw is. But it does look like it was cut. But it's a sloppy cut. So it's almost like if they cut, they would have just taken scissors and snipped.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what.
Snipped Snoop.
They're dumb to have moved it by shade in the corner, though. It's like if Snoop did all that,
Yeah, put it by the black station.
But that's-
Let them
that's-
lose their souls.
it's amazing. That's the thinking,
That's
though.
pretty much what
It
they
is their
did.
thinking. We'll make the blacks comfortable. We'll put this over here. They're
God
so out of
damn,
touch. Let's say
man.
hi to Rich in North Carolina. Rich.
Yeah, I think Jesse Ventura needs to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, maybe we can get
I won't
Jesse.
be your puppet,
Or
sir.
maybe it'll come out on WikiLeaks.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe we get
WikiLeaks.
Jesse
What
to
Snoop
kinda,
wrote.
Maybe Jesse walks the hallways today with the Ultimate
Jesse.
Warrior. Let's go to Frank in Manhattan. Frank.
Good morning, boys. How's
Hey.
it going?
Hello.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I got a great story of how useless HR is.
Okay.
About a year ago, I got laid off like a lot of people in corporate America. And I'm sitting there at the table in the conference room stunned that I just lost my job like most people are. And this bitch is sitting across from the table from me trying to lay out my severance package. And I have millions of questions, and I'm starting to ask them as I start to, grasp that I'm out of work. And as I start asking all these questions and trying to get some real answers out of this stupid broad, all she does is point at the packet and say, well, all the information is right there. All you have to do is read it.
Yeah, she can't talk to you like a human fucking
No.
being,
And,
right?
and the title is Human Resources.
Yeah.
They're terrible. Human resources in any company. The way we look at human resources, no matter where you work, is ugh.
Yeah.
I got to talk to them.
Everyone hates them.
They're snitches. You're right. They're the hall monitors. What else
Gestapo.
did you call them?
Gestapo.
What are the high school words?
Oh, yeah, narc.
The fucking narc.
I think that guy's a narc.
Well, how do we find out?
The same thing, yeah.
Do we go to one of the guys that babysit the channel or something? Where do we go
Oh,
next?
I would like to
Sorry.
ask the process. I'm curious.
I want to.
Yes.
I'm really curious about this.
I would love.
We will not get an answer.
I would love to sit with
We don't
human
get an answer for
resources
nothing.
and be honest with them and not even yell and just go, I don't comprehend.
I
I don't want to dislike human resources.
We don't
What
need
is it
to
you guys
yell.
do? I don't want to dislike
understand you. Yes,
I don't get
I don't
it.
understand you. Could you please enlighten me?
Your job. I know you don't want to be a dirty word to your employees.
Yeah, and don't just go over the basic line of we're here to make sure that people aren't harassed or anything. It's like, no, I understand your cover story,
Right.
But what is the reason why a signature can't be on a wall? And just explain some of that stuff to me. Some of the more in-depth things that you guys do that people just see as inane, ridiculous, unnecessary drivel.
Sure.
HR is just.
Puffin stuff.
They're just terrible.
He's your friend when things get rough.
They're just terrible.
This guy was contracted to remove the Snoop signature.
These people. are
Sean in North
assholes.
Carolina.
Hello, Sean.
I believe Sean. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, I was contracted to remove the signature that Snoop
Yeah.
Dogg's on. And I'm actually looking at it right now, and it says E-Rock is a fat piece of, and that, I just,
Oh boy,
I'm so happy his phone cut out.
I am too. I wished it would have been because a nuclear explosion
Yeah.
happened.
Or
We
even-
heard a high-pitched squeal as his phone melted.
Or something a little less, like him just having a stroke while he was driving his 18-wheeler by a schoolyard with a gas can in his hand.
Don in Jersey. Don.
Is that Don on the phone?
It is.
In Jersey?
The Don, yes.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Hey, simple question. Who the fuck is Doris Roberts?
She's the mother on Everybody Loves Raymond.
She's the mother on every hit sitcom.
Ah, damn, please.
I think they've moved her around a few times over the years, right?
She's been on, but even on and Everybody Loves Raymond. I mean, it's one of the most successful sitcoms in history.
Yes.
Yeah, and she's done way more than just that too. She's been around forever.
She was at the cellar one
She's
night years ago. She wanted no part of me, but I took a picture with her.
Oh, really?
Nothing to do with me.
Well, then fuck her. Paint over her name.
I did.
All right, man. Chisel from PA.
Yeah, I wanted to let you guys know that you got to be careful that it could be thermite paint.
Oh, that they painted
shit.
over it with? Thermite
You never know.
paint.
You better protect yourself, fellas.
That's how they got into the Trade Center to set the charges. It was first they sent in celebrities to sign the walls, and then they came in with thermite paint to cover it, and the employees just thought it was human resources. If I were you, I'd be suspect of your own building. I know, I was a Navy SEAL, a former governor, a fighter. Shut up!
I love how Edric shut up.
I hate him.
You just don't have to do the impression, and then you won't be annoyed.
I know, but I do. I am.
So that's the story of Cloris Leachman. It's just amazing to us.
That
There was a whole thing that went on with that.
I just
like you
wanna
said,
know.
there was a meeting with a really big table.
Me and Travis
maybe
are
a
speculating.
closed door meeting somewhere.
Me and Travis speculating someone's head rolled because of this.
You think?
Someone had to at least have gotten a reprimand or censure.
You think somebody had to go home to their wife a month before Christmas
Yeah.
and tell them that they don't have a job anymore?
I don't have a job anymore. I got fired. What happened? What did you do? You must have done something. Cloris Leachman signed a unsanctioned wall.
And someone's head had a.
And I was the one that had to take responsibility. I knew nothing about it, but it was one of my men. And I take responsibility. Like the lieutenant taking responsibility for the soldier, he had to throw himself on the grenade.
And I bet it didn't even get down to that. I bet you literally it was just they said something like,
Thank you for my sandwich, Mr. Intern.
and then when they said that,
I wanted to make a big deal of it today.
they probably said something like, that's not a sanctioned wall. And then the people panic because somebody from HR said that it wasn't a sanctioned wall. And then I bet you that's all it took. I'll bet you it was just somebody from HR. They come into the room like an odor. Somebody from HR. That's what they are.
Odor.
You smell something like there was a fire here, wasn't it? It's like if somebody took a shit in the corner.
Yeah.
You can't really see it, but you know they were there.
Or something burning. Yeah. What is that?
Just the corporate environment is exhausting. I mean, we told the story of the coat hanger behind me, right?
That
was last year.
Two-pronged coat hanger that Opie wanted behind him to hang his coat on.
For all of us, actually. I said, we need a coat hanger in
I
here.
got a chair, fuck it.
Yeah, but it was winter time last year. I said, it would be nice to have somewhere to hang our coats in the studio. The email chain that went back and forth to get this done was mind-boggling.
First, it was no. It can't go there.
It was a complete no.
A complete no, you can't get one. And then we actually asked why, and I guess they really couldn't come up with an answer. It was one of those things like, there must have been a meeting discussing what the answer could be to why we can't have a coat hook. And they could not, but even them, in their genius of being able to come up with no's for everything, could not figure out how to say no to a coat hanger.
They try to go with, it'll affect the acoustics in the studio. I remember that. Yes, they did.
That's right.
I go,
that's
do you
right.
realize the horse shit we do every day?
Yeah.
Does
the
it really
surface
matter?
area of that is probably 10 square inches. And
it's like
it's nothing.
He didn't want to hang it on a bass drum. He wanted to fucking
yeah.
And then they had to do all sorts of research to figure out which coat hanger to buy.
Yeah, that was a big
that would be suitable for this studio, the acoustics, the corporate environment, the building.
Sanctioned. Yeah, it can't offend anybody. It's
I believe
gotta be
Obama had to
sanctioned.
sign off on it eventually.
It can't leave any damage to your coat lest you sue.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
The lawyers probably had to look at the actual peg in it and make sure it couldn't damage your hood.
I mean, things get done eventually, but it takes forever.
Oh, God.
Because it just got to go through the red tape. It has to go through the corporate sludge.
It is utter craziness.
So, goodbye, Cloris Leachman. Yeah. Sorry that you signed an unsanctioned wall.
Glad to know you. Bon voyage to
I'm
her
really
signature.
sorry. And Doris Roberts, you got maybe one more day left on the unsanctioned wall, looks like.
You got one day of drying and another coat. That'll cover that up.
I did tweet the picture. If you look very closely, you'll see Doris Roberts is just about
It's
God.
fantastic. You think the guy that painted, you think he painted over it, and as he was leaving, he threw his hat up in the air as he walked out of the building? We're gonna paint it after all. It's just, it makes no sense.
No, let's say hi to Eddie in Jersey. Eddie.
What's going on, guys?
Hey.
Hey, guys, I just want to point out something. Only in corporate world where it's a white-owned company, they have to toe the line. In other stations like C100 and the other darky kind of stations, they've got a billboard with the Jingle Bell rockin' Christmas Eve bullshit. Mariah Carey's up there, a couple of the darkies on the billboard.
Oh, my God. Why does it have to
we got it with the darky, but what does that have to do with
First of all, the billboard has nothing to do with anything.
Oh, easy, Reverend Al. Back down, all right? Just
Shut up.
Sir, no one,
You're making no sense.
no one's offended by your rebellious attitude. No one is like, whoa, easy, we're going to get in trouble.
Yeah,
we don't know what you're
I'm
saying.
the biggest racist ever, and
Yeah,
I'm just.
we don't
I'm
understand-
get- I'm not getting you.
We don't understand
All
the
right.
point, sir.
I'll go back to home human resources when I get done with driving my truck. Okay, but if you look at the billboard, they got Bing Crosby up there. Nice guy. He's painted red like the devil.
He's not a nice guy. He used to beat his kids. He sucked.
Big deal.
He was shit. He used to get drunk and beat his kid. Fuck Bing Crosby.
Imagine being beaten by a guy that's wearing a straw hat.
How horrible
at the
would that
time.
be?
And he really made it hurt because then he would go on TV and sing all those really nice family Christmas songs.
Yeah.
As his kids are at home tending to their wounds.
Just slugging his kid in the
Yeah,
face
it's a-
as he goes with his pipe. Bing, bing.
Bad example, sir. Bing Crosby, bad example.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Enjoy your day, guys. I just wanted to point it out.
I don't know what you pointed out, Eddie.
You pointed out that
Well,
Bing
thank
Crosby
you.
was painted like the devil?
He pointed out that line 5 should be ripped the fuck out of the phone
but
bank.
what's the problem with Bing being painted red?
Because all the other people have nice pictures. Mariah Carey looks semi-thin. Other people, nice pictures. But then Bing Crosby, old Christmas style, his skin is so red, he looks like the devil. It's obvious that they pointed out.
I even give up.
To me, you're looking for something there. First of all, Bing Crosby, is he really being played on Z100?
Yeah, right.
I mean, and if anything, a black station, or you want to see a darky station, are a lot looser because they're not as uptight as fucking corporate white sissies.
Z100 is not a black station.
No, I know they're not, but I'm
Okay.
saying in general, you probably wouldn't have that type of obsession over corporate nonsense at a black station because they're not as uptight.
He was just trying something.